Hi, this is Shannon from SAS, the number 4 teachers.org. We're so excited that you joined us today on a tutorial video on how to bring quantitative pictures into your pre-K classroom or even in your home, learning how to do early word problems. When we think about problem solving and putting numbers into words or words into numbers in real life application, it's important to first start children out with quantitative pictures before you have them act out story problems or maybe even try to solve word problems. The example that we're going to show today is with a picture that's called At the Orchard. This is going to be what we call a quantitative picture, and as we go through the tutorial, we'll be talking about beginning questions, intermediate questions, as well as advanced questions and challenging questions. So the part that we're hoping that you take away from our video is the questions that we're asking. In our situation, we're going to be using the apple orchard picture, but at the end of the tutorial, I'll be showing other ways that you can apply the same concepts that you're learning in this with other visual pictures. We're going to be using the example from Math Talk, one of the books that we now are selling on our website on SIS, the number 4 teachers.org in our shop, authored by Shar Forston and Tori Richards. This is a really great book, not just for pre-K through first. It can go all the way up into even fifth grade, depending on the types of story problems that you create. If you look at the picture that we have displayed here, it is very quantitative. There's lots of things that you can count, like the apples, the trees, the kids, the girls versus the boys, and so on. As we look at the picture, we're going to have it kind of in a colored picture to show. Then you can download this for free with permission from the authors and kind of look at what questions you could ask. We'll give you a list of the questions that you could ask, but just to give you some samples of beginning questions, we can ask students, can we count the children? Let's count them together by pointing and counting. So the kids might start to use this either on a piece of paper, you can use it in your document camera, but you would have children actually touching and counting how many children they see in the picture. Now let's count the grown-ups, and they go through and touch and count the grown-ups to see how many they are. Intermediate questions might ask them questions that are a little bit more specific. How many apples are in each tree? Let's look at each tree and count to see how many apples are in each tree. This tree has 5. Let's count the next one. Another question that might help students to kind of apply this is to look at, how many of the bags are full. So it's using different language words, like we have the bag on the first tree that's empty, but over here we have a bag that's full. On the next tree we have one that's full and that one's empty. So we can kind of talk about that language as an intermediate question. An advanced question might be asking questions that are a little bit more higher level. How many trees have 2 children next to them? So now they have to differentiate in looking at the trees to see which one might have an adult and a child or just a single child. We're asking how many trees have 2 children next to them. Another advanced question might be how many children are standing? So how many are standing versus how many are sitting? Challenging questions can really range higher by asking how many groups of 5 apples do we see. So looking at the trees and deciding how many groups we might have. We also might give a question that might say, if 3 children leave, how many children will be left picking the apples? You certainly can use higher level questions with this as the child is able to answer those questions. In the download that you'll be getting after the tutorial video is the picture that you'll see here. This is always a great option because it's kind of a coloring page that as you ask the questions, kids can actively be engaged by coloring and applying some of the questions and answering it and solving it on paper. We also have the list of several different beginning questions, intermediate questions, as well as advanced and challenging questions that you can bring into your home with the sample. I absolutely love this book because the pictures are there with the questions, and it kind of helps you to sort of think differently about how you're questioning children, not just with those right there questions like how many apples are in the tree, if someone ate one, how many would there be? It gives you a little bit more of a flexibility to differentiate. If you don't have our math talk book or aren't interested in ordering it, you also can apply these same concepts to lots of different things that you might have at your house or might even be online. I love going to highlights pages. We have tons of highlight books at my house that we can go to and find the hidden picture. These pictures are very quantitative in nature because they offer lots of different pictures with different types of things that can be counted. So you can certainly apply those questions to something like that. National Geographic is also a really great place that you can go to if you have National Geographic magazines at home, or even going online and finding different images. You can talk about lots of things about the penguins, the birds, from the eyes to their feet to their beaks and more. You also can just pick up a simple coloring book from your children's collection. A lot of those have lots of quantitative things in them as well. So it's really about asking a real life question with a real life picture, but bringing in the math talk that kind of goes with it to help kids to apply it. We hope that you enjoyed our tutorial video on how to bring quantitative pictures with early story problems into your pre-K, K, early childhood, or even your home. We hope that you'll connect with us on our website at sis4teachers.org. You also can check us out on any of our social media channels from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our YouTube, as well as LinkedIn, all with the same handle at SIS4Teachers. Thanks so much for joining us.